What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video game review with Urban Girl Scout Media. My name is Tony, and today we're going to do our first non-Super Nintendo game. So let's not wait. The first game is going to be Jax and Daxter for PlayStation 2. Kind of a unique game, and definitely not a top 5 for me. I'm one of my favorite systems of all time. But I was able to pick up a copy of this. I saw that it was basically by the creators of Crash Bandicoot. It was their next follow-up. The game is really similar to it in terms of controls, fighting, things like that. The one thing that I do want to point out, the biggest positive, excuse me, the biggest positive, this is an open world game where you can go back as you move forward. So I'm actually right now, the clips I'm showing you are after I've worked through most of the game. These are some of the cutaway scenes as you travel between different areas. But overall, the game is pretty darn good. It's really involved. Each area has special things that you need to accomplish to get things that are basically called power orbs or power cells. And you're using those to move on to the next area to power vehicles so you can continue on your quest. I don't want to give up too much of the story, but basically you are the main character. Your best friend turned into that little rodent who sits on your shoulder, and now you are going to try and help him turn back into a human, right? There's a subplot that comes into it where people are being kidnapped, things like that. So that's really the story in a nutshell. But there's a lot of extras that you can do throughout the game that make it pretty fun. You see here, just kind of going around fighting. In the top left there, you saw basically you get 3 hits until you die, and you can recharge out those green orbs that are floating around. There's different types of these mana bases here that just charge you up and do different things. There's a blue, the red, the orange. I'm sure I'm forgetting one. And you can do different things with them. The blue, you move quicker. The red, I think, is more about fighting. The orange is about shooting or something along those lines. So you see that was the pause screen. But really, I enjoyed the game overall. I didn't think it was a great PlayStation 2 game looking back now. But trying to be objective, trying to say, hey, this is when the game first comes out, and this is when ooh, I died there. And this is when you were first able to start playing it. This is pretty damn good. Like I said, by the same people that made Crash Bandicoot. So if you enjoy Crash Bandicoot, if you thought that was a pretty good game and you'd like to see a little bit more technology behind it, this is a very good next step. There are other Crash games on PlayStation 2 that I actually have and will review down the road here, but in terms of just kind of holding up to doing a different character but maybe something in the same theme, I thought this was really good. I thought this was really well executed, and I thought that the details really showed through in this. So here you can see kind of the trading of the power cells and things like that. So overall, like I said, not a bad game. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the animation cutaways like this. I showed you a few earlier. The characters are kind of goofy. It's a really fun game in that capacity. And if you get a chance, I would definitely check it out. I think I got this for like $7-8 at a retail game store. So it's not like this is an incredibly expensive game. I do believe they made a sequel. At this time, I'm not going to go into too much detail about if I'll play that or not, because I honestly have no idea. And this is just a really cool picture. I thought probably use as a background coming up to something, but I thought that was really neat. So we're going to try something new with the first game. And you're like, what is that? What could it be? Well, we are going to give a ranking. So first off, do we like the game? Do we approve of it? Do we think it's great? Yeah, I approve of the game. I think it's pretty good. I would recommend it, and I'd give it a 7 out of 10. Again, being objective, looking at where we're at in terms of video games now, in terms of video games back then. You hear a lot of people say that this is one of the best PS2 games of its time. I can see that argument being made. It's definitely geared towards a little bit younger of an audience. It's not as violent, which was cool. I mean, I'm not necessarily a violent video games only fan. I like a little variety, so this game definitely provides that. And honestly, some of the challenges in it were tough. So definitely check it out. Like I said, Urban Girl Scout Media approved. It gets a 7 out of 10. And if you guys like what you're seeing here, go ahead and subscribe below, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.